guys, so guess what we're fixing to make? Apple pie. So I've already sent your parents the ingredients, so you should have them if you're gonna bake with me. If you're not, that's okay, you can just watch, okay? So we are actually going to use green apples. These are called Granny Smith apples. What are they called? Good job, Granny Smith. Now I wanna show you something. At the bottom of the apple, you can see where the blossom used to be. Isn't that cool? So right there is where that flower was and where it hung on to the stem, okay? So what is the outside of the apple called? Do you remember? The skin. Now we're gonna use the flesh on the inside. Now I have this really cool, it's called an apple spiraler. And I'm gonna put it right in the bottom, like that. And then I just turn it and watch what it does. It's pretty neat. Here we go, Katie, can you see it well? Mm-hmm. Watch this. Ta-da! Isn't that cool? So, I've already got all of my apples cut up. So if you haven't cut your apples up, now is the time to stop and cut them up, okay? So pause the video if you need to. Now, I'm gonna start just chopping mine into big fourths because mine are pretty well chopped, or pretty thin. The recipe says thin slices. So I kind of cut mine in pieces about that big, okay? That tends to cook pretty well. So I'm gonna cut up, I'm doing 4 apples. It says 7 small green apples, or small apples. Mine are very big, so I'm only doing 4, and my pie plate is not very big either. So I can't hold a whole bunch of apples. But, in fact, this will probably be more than enough. So, okay. Now, I want to introduce you. My cameraman is Katie. That's my middle daughter. Hello. Here we go. Ready? Say hi. And there's Addison. She's going to be helping us today too. Here, Kate.
Okay.
All right. Ready? Here we go. The first thing we're going to do now is take your pie plate. Now mine is old. It's been used a lot. I'm choosing to use a store-bought crust, but you can use one if you know how to home make a crust. If Grandma's got a great recipe, whatever, you could absolutely use that. But we're gonna just stick that crust down in there. Okay, and I'm gonna push it up against the sides.
That's delicious.
And then we're gonna stick it right over here, okay? Now, Addison, where's our recipe? It was on your phone.
It's on the phone.
All right.
How do you not move it faster? Sorry. I'll look.
Thank you. No, please, sorry. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna add into our apples is 2/3 cup sugar.
Not sugar.
Sorry, Kate. 2/3 cup. So 2 of those, Addison Ford.
This is sugar, right?
Yes. 2/3 cup. Miss Ford is doing this between dinner and putting kids to bed, so we got lots of stuff going on today.
Oh.
Another one?
Another one.
Yes. 2/3.
Still a lot of sugar.
One.
It's an apple pie, Addie.
2/3. Good job. Okay, Addie, now we're going to add your 2 teaspoons cinnamon. Perfect.
Okay.
Hey, there's 1.
I feel like that's a little much.
Okay. All right, so we've added sugar and cinnamon now. We're going to add the flour in. We need 1/4 cup of flour, Addie. This one. Now, nope, that's all. Okay, now all you're gonna do, now you have all that stuff in a bowl, you're gonna take a big spoon and stir it around.
It smells like donuts.
Donuts?
I smell donuts.
Whoop.
The cinnamon sugar donuts.
I just had an apple escape.
I know.
It jumped. So we're gonna stir that until everything is good and mixed up and there's no flour at the bottom. And then guess what we're gonna do? Dump that straight in there.
Straight in.
Straight in. That's all it is. Apple pies are easy. Okay? Now all of our stuff is in it. We're gonna spread that around. Now, you need to get 2 teaspoons of butter, which I already have mine cut up. And you're gonna put it right on top of that.
I'm just gonna make it nice and juicy.
It is. It's gonna make it yummy. Nolan, please don't do that. Okay, now you're gonna take your other pie crust. Addison, will you go get me a sharp knife, please? And a fork. And a fork. And a fork. Okay.
Wow, looks good already.
Okay. Now you're gonna take your fingers and pinch together. Put 2 crusts so that it makes a little pocket. Nolan.
Just hit it again, and I'll. Look at it.
Okay. Once you get that all pinched together, you're going to take your knife and run it all the way around. Now, you might want a grown-up to do this piece. It's kind of hard. Okay. Now, you need to make some vent holes. You can get really fun with this and do cookie cutters. I don't have any small ones, so I'm going to make a little flower right there. Katie, can they see that? I'm just poking some holes.
I'm putting it here. I'm gonna zip flour.
All right. And guess what? Then you're going to cook that in a 425. You can always look this recipe up. It's on Epic at the end of that. So you want to bake a pie, and I'll go ahead and post this picture too. And you were going to bake it for about 40 to 50 minutes. So that's a long time in the oven. Okay? At 425. And then I'll post a picture of mine. You'll post a picture of yours. Okay? Bye, guys.